Well, we have 3 absolute gems in these boxes. While we were at Jet Power, we happened to find an Aries XL, an Aries L, and an Aries Mini. And when you look really carefully, you can find some hidden gems. We've got an Aries XL. Hidden over there is an Aries L. And a mini Aries right there. So a little insight. We're still working on it, but that one right there, and that one right there, and possibly that one right there might be coming to the lighter side of RC soon. All of them were purchased and they're now here at the lighter side of RC. The reason I say these are gems is if you are not familiar with the backlog on these Aries aircraft, it is a long one. They just changed factories recently and they're kind of ramping production back up, but these kits are here. So in this video, we're gonna be unboxing the Aries L. The Mini is going to be unboxed during the upcoming live here on our live channel. So here at the lighter side of RC, we do live streams here from the shop. During the winter time, it's every 2 weeks-ish, and we do it for about an hour on Saturday evenings. So there's gonna be some links down below to our live channel. It's called the lighter side of RC After Dark. Encourage you to check it out. Head over there and make sure you subscribe to that channel, especially if you wanna see the unboxing live of that guy. All right, so we got the big lights on. We've got the F4 moved out of the way. I think we're gonna slide these guys back and we will open up the Aries L first. So these, I actually don't even remember what schemes these guys are. I think one of them or 2 of them are the green scheme, but it's gonna be a bit of a surprise. All right, so let's pop open this box and see what she looks like inside. Ah, yes, I remember this. All right, so there is the Aries L. Wow, super cool. So this is the, I think it's, I know it just as like the Avante scheme, but gorgeous. Yeah, so the other ones I think are the green ones. We'll find out when we open them up. All right, so we're going to probably pop the fuselage out first because the wings I think are right here and the fuselage just kind of looks like the easiest part to pop out. So we'll do that first. Okay, so this is cool. I didn't know that there was orange on the scheme as well, which is interesting. Ah, this is nice. So it's got more than just the red, white, and blue. Very cool, wow. I'm excited to open one of these up. I've never actually seen one up close and in person. I know they're very, very light aircraft. Wow. Lots of interesting structure in there. So anyways, I guess we're pulling the wings out first. What we got here? Oh, cool. Super cool. I'm excited to show you guys this stuff. This is really neat. Beautiful. So there's the scheme. Very cool scheme, actually. We honestly had no idea when we committed to purchasing these, really what they look like. So that is very cool. So I'm just stacking these up gently, just checking over all the packing material and making sure we don't miss anything. Okay, so it looks like we're good. So I think we can pull this fuselage out now. I kind of want to put her up on a stand. So I'm going to turn the camera off for a second here, kind of just get all this packing material organized, and we'll come back and we'll have that guy on a stand. All right, so we got the fuselage up on the fly right stand, and we will open this up, but we're going to open up all of the surfaces first. Actually, we'll open up the fuselage first because then can start putting this guy together. Now, I'm assuming there's some stuff inside the fuselage. I'll bring you guys over here and we'll take a look at some of the parts that came out of the box. All right, so this is the parts bag that was sitting underneath the back end. So we've got some, looks like some formers here. I don't know where they're gonna go, but anyways, I think they're marked. That looks like a pipe former for the back. That looks like a mid former or something like that. So anyways, here is some of the included hardware and stuff. Very, very light looking stuff. Like you've got these guys here, which is nice because they're a double mount, but they glue into the surfaces. So pretty interesting. Very cool. So if you're not familiar with the Aries aircraft, I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's Luca Bowman, maybe. But I saw him at Jet Power a couple times now, and he flies a black and orange and red one on Spectrum. So the colors match his radio. And I mean, it's amazing watching these planes fly. They're built very light. So they're designed for vector. When you guys see the surfaces, like the flaps and the ailerons and stuff, you'll understand. It looks like an aerobatic 3D style plane as far as the surfaces go. So it's pretty mind-bending. So we'll open up the fuselage here next so we can see the stuff inside, and then we'll open up all of the wings and surfaces. All right, so we will unwrap this guy. Very nice. So I would assume, I'm just gonna make some assumptions here, just for weight and the way this is designed, and I see the seam joint and everything, I would assume that these are painted in the mold just to keep it as light as possible. Very cool. All right, so we'll pop that plastic off and then we'll take a look at what is inside. The weight is crazy light. Yeah, it's built very, very light. I think the colors are showing up appropriately. They look like they're showing up nicely on the screen. That color right there is gold. So on the screen it kind of looks more yellowy, but it's gold. Beautiful. I love the underside being all blue like that as well. Light blue. It's probably going to be a nice contrast. So let's pop open the canopy here and see what we got. Move that back a little bit. So canopy is a 3mm. Yeah, it's so long. Probably knife edges like a crazy man. That's with a fuselage that looks like a wing surface. It's probably got a knife edge really nice. I've never flown an Aries, so. Okay, so that bolts out. Slides back, to be expected. Yes, so we got lots of little doodads and stuff inside there. Okay, so we'll pull these guys out, put them on the table. So some of this stuff, like we've got gear doors. This looks like the hatch cover on the underside. So you'll see that there's no turbine mount or opening here. It's done on the underside. This looks like some structure or something. Yeah, and there's the surfaces there. So that's pretty wild. When you see these surfaces, it'll make a lot of sense. There we go. So this would be probably the aileron, I would think, because I see the elevators over there. So you can see the size of that aileron. It is massive. So it's a large portion of the wing surface, and the flaps are going to be exactly the same. So very cool. And I know this is the aileron because it's got the stick out piece at the tip. This is our rudder surface. Again, massive surface. Flaps. Wow. And these, of course, are full span ailerons if you want them to be. So aileron and flaps all move together if you want them to be. All right, so we'll still keep pulling stuff out. See what's in here. Looks like we got a pipe in there. Okay, so this is the thrust vector portion. Yes, so we'll take a look at that as well. And we've got a pipe back there. So we'll pull this pipe out. Wow, you know, when I was pulling this thing out of the box, the fuselage with all this stuff in it felt light. But this is mind-blowing. So once we get all this stuff out, the weight of the fuselage is going to be crazy light. So there's the pipe. Very cool design. We'll take a look at it more in depth, but you've got this part which actually sits on the cone as well of your turbine, and everything else is wide open back there. Super nice. All right, and here is a shot down the fuselage. So really, really wide open. Looks awesome. So you can see there the hatch on the bottom of the fuselage. That's for the turbine mounting. Very nice. We've got some wheel openings right here as well where my finger's moving. Very cool. Wow. And I would assume that, again, I'm just making assumptions. I would assume that our thrust vector is going right there. So the pitch and yaw servos are going to go right there. And there's a shot down the front of the fuselage. So again, built very, very light. Very nice. We've got some very thin laminated foam boards. We've got fiberglass laminated foam boards, some carbon laminated plywood for the gear mount. Beautiful. There's a shot of the side and the underside. Very cool. Lots of slick details on this thing. Pretty nice. So I'm assuming, I think we probably have a gear door as well, which is cool. There's the back end. Got some more packing material in there. And there's a shot through the back end. We'll bring this vertical so it makes more sense. We've got a hunk of foam stuck in there, but very nice. Very, very nice. All right, guys, so some of this stuff I'm not going to open up. Like all of our surfaces, I'm going to keep them wrapped up till we actually work on the plane. But you can see there how massive those surfaces are. Canopy we've seen. So we're going to need the wing tube out. So we'll pop open the wing tube, the pipe, the thrust vector nozzle, these parts for the fuselage, gear doors. I don't know what that is. We'll open these guys up to see. I'm curious what that is. Oh, these are the wing fences. Very nice. So they're fiberglass. Yes, looks like fiberglass wing fences. That's cool. Those go on the little shark tooth with the on the wing, or dog's tooth, I think they're called. All right, so nice carbon tube. That's nice to see. Not super thin by any means, so that's good. Vectored pipe, interested in seeing that. All right, so there is our nozzle. We've got a little bit of a dent right there, but we can get that out. All right, so very nice quality nozzle. Absolutely huge too, so this is pretty wild. Nice reinforcements all around here. So we've got a welded piece that's spot welded all the way around. Our supporting tabs are supported on both sides. So really, really thick on the pitch and yaw. We've got metal ball ends as well too, which is nice to see. And those are all screwed, and then the screws are welded in place. Pivots are welded in place as well. Very cool. So it looks like based on this mounting system that this actually mounts to probably that former, that silver former that we saw. So that's pretty impressive. Very nice unit. Very nice. All right, I want to see the pipe as well. Looks like it's built very well. I would assume that a plane like this would be taking like a 240 size turbine for the thrust vectoring. Yeah, and the pipe is definitely sized for that. All right, so absolutely bomb-proof looking pipe. So we've got a very thick pipe on the inner wall, and we've got a spiral reinforcement wrap. I'm just going to take a look down the pipe. And yes, that spiral wrap comes all the way to the very end of the pipe. Very, very nice. All right, so let's start taking a look at some of these surfaces and getting them installed on the fuselage. So we'll do our rudder first. All right, so very nice finish on the rudder. Looks nice and light. So we'll take a look at the root here. So everything is built very light. So you can see here, there's no massive, you know, skin going over this area like you'd normally see on a lot of planes. Everything's as light as possible. We've got our servo mount in there. Still built nice. We got nice thick carbon tube. We got center mounted surfaces as well. Very cool. So I'm assuming this guy bolts on right there. And it looks like there's another one that goes through the front pin as well. And that would make sense because we have 1 and 2. So let's see how this guy fits. Very nice. Nice accurate fit. And I'm hoping we've got some mounting materials in. I'm just guessing at which one is which. So yeah, it looks like the 2 shorter screws are the ones that go into the rudder. So just being careful with this, right? You wouldn't want to take this and start pushing down and putting a lot of force in one spot on that, that bottom ventral fin. So just handling this thing with kit gloves. Now the elevator attachment looks like it's very unique. So there's 2 big carbon tubes that interlock with each other. And then I think you put the screw through the back end of the aircraft, which is very unique. I've never seen that before. Okay, so that part's done. Now we'll open up our horizontal stab surfaces. So you can see here the big carbon rod that I was talking about. I'm not sure if this is hinged already. Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think the elevator surface is already hinged. Looks like it's stuck in place. Oh, it's got its center hinged as well. It's not pin hinged. It's got a big rod going through it right there. So yes, it's already hinged and it's removable, which is cool. So we've got our servo mount inside the elevator. Of course, we're going to be cutting a slot here as well too. And that mount that gets glued in there, we've already taken a look at that. So very unique system here, you can see. So this is going to go on, the bolt's going to go through and screw into the other half, which is on that guy. All right, so we'll slide this one in. Very nice. Nice fit. I love this detail, this paint detail where all the colors come together like that. That's very nice. That kind of stuff, I dig it. And if we're taking a look at the contrast here compared to the underside and top side, very nice contrast. Oh, before I put this one in, I'm going to check the threads on there and see what they are. All right, so I don't think the aluminum parts are threaded, but I do think the bolt goes right through them and threads to something on the other side. So this is the only bolt in this size, so I'm going to assume that's what it is. We need a longer Allen key, and this is the longest 3mm that I have. I don't think it's long enough. Oh wow, not even close. Huh, well that's interesting. Yes, there's a threaded piece on the other side. So you need a really long 3mm Allen key when you're putting this one together too. All right, so found one that worked here. This was my T-bend or handled Allen key. So we've got a little bit, about 1/2 inch to spare there. But that is, of course, now I can't find the bolt end again. There we go. So that's in there. And if I reach in on the back side of the blind nut, there's a blind nut past where those pieces intersect. I can feel the bolt just coming through. And we use the shoulder bolt there because the shoulder bolt is the right size for those holes and it really sucks everything in. So it's actually nice right now. Like this is a really strong connection and there's zero play in that guy, which is cool. So nice to see. All right, so we'll put our wings on next. Looks like you do your wing bolts up right here through the intakes. That doesn't get any easier than that. Wow. That's pretty cool. You just reach in there and do your wing bolts up. Now I saw some plastic nuts. I'm not sure if that is for the kit here. I'm assuming it is. So these are ones with little handles on them, and that would make sense because they fit through those holes nicely. So I think that's probably the ones for holding the wings on. All right, so wing is opened up. Very, very light construction on the wings, but still strong. We've got the root of the wing here. So again, center hinged all the way down. We've got a nice brass rod that holds it all together. Inside the wing structure itself, you can see everything in there. We've got a nice main spar that parallels the wing tube, and that is very thick, like 1/2 inch foam board with laminated, looks like carbon fiber foam board. So lots of interesting construction going on here. And we've got landing gear mounts as well, aircraft ply laminated with carbon. Looks like we've already got our mounts for the Electron gear in there. So very nice, very, very nice. Nice finish on it as well too. So let's get this wing bolted on the fuselage. All right, we're doing this one first so it can rest on the boxes. So we'll bottom out that wing tube, slide that guy in, and I did confirm those are the correct bolts or fasteners for the wing. That's super easy. That's really nice and easy actually. The other thing I like about this design with the Aries, I never really paid attention to it before, but the intakes being on the top like that, very, very nice intake design. So for us, we fly a lot on grass, so this would actually be nice because you're really not going to get much grass up in that area. So, all right, so we'll open up our other wing and we will get this guy installed now. Very nice. Okay, so that one's not going in so easy. So I'll just slide that wing out a little bit, confirm and make sure that it actually threads in there, which it does. All right, so we got the other wing on, looking stellar. Very nice aircraft, very nice. And you can see they, at the root of the wing here, the size of those surfaces, they're like 30% of the wing depth. Absolutely crazy how big that is. Super wild. All right, and of course for final pictures, we will pop the canopy on. So this is backwards. So the canopy has a big pin that goes into the front. That's why I struggled with it a little bit when I was first taking it off, because I just got to figure out which way it actually works. Oh, so it actually is quite easy to go on. You just need to slide it back more. Nice. Super cool. All right, and that is the Aries large size. I'm excited for the XL size. Now, I thought we'd be doing both of the unboxings in this video, but after looking through all the details and everything of this Aries L, it makes sense to do another video on the Aries XL. Also, just a reminder too, check out the live, which I think probably will come out after this video. So if you're looking to see the unboxing of the Aries L, check out the live channel as well too, The Lighter Side of RC After Dark. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.